thought we'd make some hamburgers. In fact, Mrs. Sloan's going to give you a hamburger challenge soon. And we want to make our patties first because we want them to be able to set and then put them in the fridge. Now, with our ingredients I've got here, I've got 1 egg, I've got 1 reasonably finely chopped onion, and I've made my own breadcrumbs from some bread that I made a couple of days ago. If it's slightly stale, that's really good, makes really good breadcrumbs. Then in terms of my spices and herbs, I've got some thyme and some oregano that I dried out, that's from the garden, some garlic, that's 1 clove, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of paprika, 1/8 of a teaspoon of chili powder. Now, you don't have to add chili powder because some people don't like it too spicy. I've also added a little bit of nutmeg, and nutmeg just brings everything together. But everyone's got their own taste, so it's up to you. I've also got half a teaspoon of salt. We need salt in our meat along with the fat because that brings out all the flavours of the spices and the herbs. And I've also got a little bit of pepper. Now don't forget with the egg, break it into a separate container first before you put it into your bowl, just in case there might be a rotten one. So we can mix all these together. Now I have washed my hands and washed them thoroughly because this is a bit of a messy recipe, but it's all fun. So I'm putting that into my bowl. Now if you want to, you can use a spatula or a wooden spoon. Completely up to you. Now's the fun part, I get to mix it all around. Okay, make sure you've got an old shirt on. And as I mix this all, you'll see that previously we've made some bread. I made that earlier on today. If you want to know how to make your own buns, have a look at the bread recipe that I put into the Steam website, and you'll see how to make your own bread, and it's really easy, and it's very similar to sourdough. So what I've done there is just made them into 4 different buns, but I've still used the same cooking vessel. Now, what you can also add to this, if you want to make it go further and also incorporate some vegetables, is grated zucchini and grated carrot. Pretty much whatever you want. If you do add a grated zucchini, what you need to do is put it, well, firstly grate it quite fine, and then sprinkle a little bit of salt on it, put it in a sieve over a bowl, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And what the salt does is that draws out all the moisture, because you want to try and make sure it's a dry mixture when it goes into your patty mix. Right, so this is mixed well enough. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now what we can do to make it easier when we're making our patties is have cold hands. I don't need to really wash my hands again because they have been washed, but to have cold, wet hands will help you when you're forming the patties. So you make a ball about the size of, well, it's up to you really. I've made mine into a large bouncy ball or a small tennis ball. Make a sphere, like so, and then I'm just going to push down. Now, I don't like to have my patties too flat. I like to have a bit of thickness in there. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to try and fit about 3 patties onto one sheet. You'll get to know the right size of the patty after about your 2nd or 3rd patty, and you'll find they'll be about the same size. When you put them into the pan, they're going to shrink, okay? That's all right. Doesn't mean anyone gets any less meat. You can, if you wanted to, weigh your meat so that every patty is exactly the same, but I'm not too fussy. Right, now I'm going to make the other 3, then I'm going to cover it and put it in the fridge. See you soon. Okay, well, we're going to have the hamburgers tonight, so what we thought we'd do is we'd also have some Parmesan crisps. So we just grated 6 different lots of Parmesan, piled them on, making sure they're all separate, preheated the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and we're just going to pop these in for approximately 10 minutes, but we will keep an eye on that. We want them to be crispy but not too brown. Alright, should be lovely, can't wait. Taking the Parmesan chips out of the oven, it just took over 6 minutes. We kept on a gentle eye on it, or a close eye on it. We've also put our meat patties into the pan. Okay, and I've just turned them. As you can see, they're nice and thick and juicy. So we want to make sure when we push a fork on top, or an instrument on top, that it runs clear. So we want to make sure they're cooked properly. So they're about 5 minutes away. Okay, well, our patties are now ready. We've got our buns ready. I've put some cheese on the base of the buns. We've got our Parmesan crackers there as well. Now on the side here, it's up to you what you want to add to your burger. You could have pineapple, beetroot, mayonnaise, mustard. Mrs. Sloan makes a very, very good Tamarillo chutney or relish. Salt and pepper or tomato sauce or ketchup. We've got our lettuce, tomatoes, gherkins, and of course our salsa, which we made before. You can hear it sizzling, and I wish there was smell-o-vision because this smells amazing. Nice big patty there. Big patty there. Some onions. Now I had some leftover potato as well, so I've got that on the side. Tomato. I'm going to put gherkin on mine because I love gherkin. A little bit of salsa. Now again, make sure your hands are clean. You can add as much or as little as you want. Just dry my hands very quickly. A little bit of lettuce. Oops. Got to have our greens. And there you have it. Now, the challenge is for you to make a better burger. What you consider your best burger. It's up to you. See you soon.